And we're live.
Oh, my internet is being a little bitch right now.
It's always a bitch over here.
I know.
Mine was being weird today too. I actually had to turn my Wi-Fi off. God damn it.
I have to do that like every
first
night.
World. Is it first or are we in the third?
We are first.
First world. Okay, got
Yeah.
it.
We
always
are
get
definitely
confused.
not third world.
Hey guys, I'm Jenna.
And I'm Annitsa, and this is Two Blank Girls.
Welcome.
Episode what? 16.
See, I was getting confused. I was like, episode 16. Today's the 19th. I was like trying to go through my head all like shit I have to say. We can just get started. I feel like, sweet, short.
Yeah, that's right.
Whatever. All right. On the eve of September 19th, we are two maternal girls. All right.
My mom she said the other day, she was like, oh, Jenna didn't say she had stomach problems this time. Like she was, like it happens.
People be noticing.
Every single time.
People are just
You're
taking
like, oh, my
notes
stomach, I gotta go take a crap.
I know.
Like every time.
It's probably because of the new lifestyle that I'm living with my no sugar,
Beautiful,
guys.
beautiful.
I'm taking care of myself right now. And things are changing, learning things about my body, what works, what doesn't work. A lot of things don't work right now,
It's
which
a
is
long journey.
unfortunate.
Woo.
We should get through the business. Go to our website, twoblankgirls.com.
Instagram at Two Blank Girls Podcast. Twitter at _girls.
Yep. And Patreon.
Yep.
Oh, wait, we got a new patron too. Another new patron.
Who?
Ashley.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to butcher her last name, and she's a dear friend, and I love her, but I think it's Mom Tahini. I think.
You think she's a dear friend.
Or Mom Tahani. I think it's Mom Tahini. Ashley Mom Tahini. She's an amazing new patron, and she rocks. So thank you, Ashley.
Beautiful.
So yeah, just become a patron, subscribe, support the podcast.
Because honestly, it kind of makes us love you more somehow. Yeah. I mean, I know that seems really shallow and superficial, but
we're very
superficial.
I mean,
God, it's like, if you're going to step up that much more for us, we're like, what?
I know.
Like, who are you? Are you like a super
cool.
angel?
Yeah. So thank you all who were whatever. What am I saying? Thank you to all who have already subscribed and are patrons.
Yes.
We really, really appreciate it. And if you want to continue to support,
guys, we love you. We love you if you listen, period.
Yeah.
Even if you leave us a shitty review, I mean, I'll say
at least you're like engaging.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? We need people to review us too.
That's
another
leave
thing,
a review.
guys.
Go to iTunes and leave a
And for those who
review.
say they don't know how to do it, come on.
It's 2018.
Figure it out. I mean, I'm like, Mom, I know you
They've
don't know
got
how to
like
do it, but I'll
computers
show
and
you how to do
fridges.
it.
You know what I mean? It's like we can figure out how to leave a comment.
Oh God.
So word maternal.
So Jess picked this one out.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous about this one just because. I don't know if I have much to. I don't know. I always say I'm not gonna have anything to talk about, but then I'm like,
and then you're like, blah, 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 and I don't get a word in
like,
edgewise.
So
you're just
what's
talking.
the definition?
Of relating to, belonging to, or characteristic of a mother, and that just seems very broad to me.
Yeah.
So I kind of looked into it a little bit more, and it's essentially just that feeling of bonding when you see a child, meet a child, hold a child.
And it doesn't have to be yours.
No.
Okay.
And also it doesn't even have to it doesn't have to be anything about like your child. It's just about this feeling of taking care of something other than yourself.
Yeah. And you're doing a selfless, you putting the person before you and like taking care of them.
Yes.
Because I do that to like Cole.
Oh,
is that weird? Is that gross?
You're motherly.
It's like a little motherly. Well, just it's that in the sense of like, taking care and doing the kind of things that like my mom would do for me. I do it for Cole just because we live together too. But I think I definitely have maternal instincts.
Uh-huh.
I used to. It's not as much anymore. I don't know. There's been a drop off real bad.
Okay.
Like, don't you think I used to be like more like I used to take care of people? I just don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not as like.
No, but I think maybe
like I don't
before,
cook anymore. I don't.
Yeah, but I think for you, I think it's not about being maternal. I think it's about you finally putting yourself first.
Yeah.
I think it's about being more selfish in a good way.
Ugh.
In a good way. I think it's about you
Yeah.
taking care of yourself. Before, I think it was more about like, I don't know if necessarily this is going to sound so weird, but you thinking it's maternal instincts. I think more of it was like you were possibly insecure and you wanted to take care of other people so that they liked you.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like now you're like, fuck it,
Interesting.
I don't care what people think. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna do what I gotta
Well, yeah,
do.
that's what my mom does. I think my mom hates taking care of people, I think, deep down. But she does it because she wants you to love her and like give her that praise and that attention. And I mean, I don't know. That
See,
seems
you
like
were
a
like balking just now at me saying that to you. You're like, oh God, that's
Yeah.
really mean. And now you're like,
But
no, my mom does it
no,
too.
I'm sure that's a lot.
No,
I think that's everybody.
yeah,
Everybody
because
takes care of people so that they love you back.
Yeah, and you don't want to look inward, so
Yeah.
you look outward and help people rather
Yeah.
than helping yourself.
Totally.
Ooh,
And
we just got deep.
I'm very good with kids in that sense, I think.
Uh-huh.
I'm very good with kids. I have always had this weird bond, and kids love me. They listen to me. But I can't do it.
Okay, wait.
I'm not having kids.
Before we get
I know that went real quick. That
get
went on a quick fast
into
track.
that whole business, when you, so I really was honestly, I went on to this like huge internet tangent today on this because it was fascinating to me, looking at like if maternal instinct is actually a real thing, or if it more comes from culture rather than nature.
Yeah.
And all this stuff. It was fucking fascinating.
Yeah.
So when you were a kid, did you were you all about playing with dolls and like taking care of babies and little stuff like that? No, me neither. Me neither.
I didn't do the whole doll thing. Like,
me neither.
I need a baby, and you like, do you want to? I like, you know how like you see little girls who just have to have those realistic looking babies,
Yeah.
and they like so they can change. I did
And
not
like
go
change the
through that.
diapers and
No.
feed them and all that stuff. Me neither. And honestly, that's why that to me right from the get go shows that it's a learned behavior rather than instinctual, because like, you know, they say that girls like
Yeah.
like are
But what about like tigers? And think about like tigers. They take care of their shit.
mammals are different. And but also this is what I want, because they've done a million studies about mammals and their offspring, and then about humans and their offspring, and there is a difference. There is a difference. But this was like, okay, this is some of the most fascinating shit that I looked up today. So basically what maternal instinct boils down to is it's oxytocin.
Okay.
It's the chemical in your brain. So it's literally the same chemical that you get when you have an orgasm, when you make eye contact with someone that you like, when there's a soft touch, stuff like that. It's the same feeling. It's the same exact chemical. So it's a bonding with someone that you feel. And so this woman, she did this test where she's a grandmother,
Yeah.
and she held her grandchild for the first time, and she spit into a cup, and they like test the levels of the chemicals in her body, and she had a 63% like spike. Her
Whoa.
husband, who is the grandfather, did the same thing, and it wasn't as much. But
Yeah, 'cause
then
men
no,
suck.
but then 2 weeks later, same thing. He was at the same level she was then. So the thing
Huh.
is, the point, it takes men longer. They did the same thing with with mice. This is the craziest thing.
Yeah.
So if there's like a little baby mouse like crying, the virgin mice who have never been mothers, they don't give a fuck. They just stand back and
Sweet.
don't care. They don't care. They even eat the
Oh,
babies. They even
shit.
go into cannibalism because they're like, shut the fuck up with
Yeah.
this thing, and they eat it.
That
But the
makes
mothers,
sense to me.
the mothers, even when it's not the mother of that baby, will go try to find the source of the crying and fix it. Okay, and then they did the same. So they gave these mice oxytocin, and then
do
it
that?
changed. Yeah, you put the it like.
Why would we
spiked
not
it.
get that? Why can't we take that?
Well, that's essentially you can.
If it's a chemical, why are we
can.
not taking it to like
People can
get
like it's a
shit
drug.
going?
Yeah.
Like,
Well-
you know, bonding.
I know, right?
Cole and I
Well,
could probably use a dose of
it's
that right now.
No, it like changes the way, because the reactors in your brain are firing in these virgin mice. They're firing, but they're not going anywhere. But when they give them this chemical, then they redirect to this specific place that's like, oh, okay, and then they go help them. And it's the same thing with the male mice. They're like, I don't know, with the oxytocin, but then like days later, they go and they help the babies. So it's
Shit.
like it's just men lag behind.
Yeah, that's always been a thing, right? I mean, that's where how like Cole was just fucking telling me a thing about he told me something about how it takes men longer to like bond with their children and stuff. But
it's the same chemical. It's the same feeling. It's the same.
Why are like, I feel like that, what if that could like cure the world? What if we all took that and then we all like love each other and we're like, yeah, we take care of each other? Because like right now we're the opposite of that. We're those mice that are eating each other.
I know.
Eating the babies.
It's true. Well, okay, this was fascinating to me, and I kind of agree with this. There's certain amount of instinct that comes, passed down from millions of years of like trying to procreate and like take care of your offspring so that you can therefore live on, that whole idea. But like, I honestly believe that it comes from culture rather than nature, because if it actually came from nature, if women were all born with this same sort of maternal instinct that's supposedly there, we would be having kids at the same rate that they were having kids 30 years ago, 40 years ago, but we're not.
We're not.
It's because the culture has shifted.
Yeah.
It's because the culture has shifted. And the idea, we don't place the most significance on having babies anymore that we used to. So now it's like more significance on careers.
Yeah.
And so that's what's
and
happening.
Like more that's what I did a little like reading, because the thing I'm so interested in and that goes along with this study that you're talking about is how my mom at this age had like 3 kids already. She started having kids when she was 21 but that back then, that's like what you did.
Yep.
You went to college, you got married.
Yep.
And then you had a kid within like a year. And it's saying that, and then this is in
if you even went to college.
Yeah. And this was New York Times. Americans are having fewer babies, and they told us why. And they have all these polls showing why young adults are having fewer children than their ideal number. So, and for the people who said that they had or expected to have fewer children than they considered ideal, here's the share that cited these reasons as the factor. Childcare is too expensive. We went through like an economy thing where, people were saying, I was reading it saying like, we went through the recession or whatever. So that's why people stopped having kids. But then it didn't really pick up after the recession. It just continued where people are kind of like, it's expensive.
It's more than that. It's always been expensive.
It's always been expensive. And then, they ask people why young adults aren't having children, and people, the 36% want leisure time. And that's 100%. I'm in that 36%.
Well, yeah, we've gotten.
That's why. We've
just gotten to be that now.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, I honestly do not think that we are necessarily hardwired anymore to want children. I don't think that's the thing that we're born with. I don't think that's it. Sure, that I'm not saying that no one is like that.
Yeah.
It's just like if someone's born with more artistic ability, there's someone who's born with the need for a child. You know what I mean? Like that's there. It definitely exists. Jess wants to be a mother, and she's known that forever, and that's all she's wanted. You know what I mean? So it's like there is that thing.
It's weird, and
but
it's like
not. It is not. You can't. I 100% believe you cannot say that women are born with that.
Yeah.
No.
There's no way,
No.
especially because I look at my mom now, who was a very maternal, motherly, had 4 girls. And, we're getting into the ages, all of us, my sister has a child, but then I'm next. And, where this week, I want to be a grandmother. You start hearing this shit. My mom could like care less. She's like, don't do it. Just, and so I feel like just the times are changing. The culture's changing. And so now we're just going to see more and more. Are we going to get to a place where like people stop having kids altogether? Like, what if we get to a where
because
people are just these millennials?
People still want it and they don't, and people still make fucking mistakes.
Do you think the majority of people, though, we're going to get to a much higher percentage of people who don't want kids?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because I feel like millennials, that is like they just want a dog, and that's
it's like a selfish thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that right now. I think this whole idea that like we have to keep procreating, it's like, who cares if the fucking the human race dies out? So be it.
Yeah,
honestly, who cares?
And it's
like,
also,
what do you care?
Do you see how many people are on this earth and what we're doing to we don't need any more.
No,
that's why. Who is, and excuse my ignorance, who is it? The Chinese people can only have 2. They can never have more, right?
And then who they hate girls and they like kill
they like always
girl children or like
just want
ship
boys.
Them away. Yeah,
even though that makes no sense because you need girls to then make more boys that you want. But that's Chinese, right?
Yeah.
it's not like Japanese.
No,
It's
no.
the Chinese
No, no.
people.
Yeah.
That's their rule. I like that rule a lot.
Oh my God.
Nobody.
I don't think you should be able to tell people what to do
No,
with their
no,
bodies.
especially not your country, your government. That's insane. But if we all agreed as a people, I would not say no to it. Only because there's just too much.
Well,
it's too much.
I think you should be able to do whatever you want if you can, take care of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's some
but
people
that's the thing.
Like 15
so
kids
many,
and not
they
taking care of them.
can't take care of them. That's what's insane.
That's a whole other fucking thing. But
I guess I'm just anti-children right now.
I'm trying to think. Oh, this is the thing. This is the thing that I read a lot about, and I completely agree with this because it does really piss me off. It's detrimental. It is extremely detrimental to keep perpetuating the idea that being a mother is the most important job a woman can hold, because it's not.
Yeah.
It might be for one woman, but
it
is not for. It is
another.
not the most important job. It could be
just because you are a woman, you should be having children.
Yeah,
Like
that's the idea.
That's
what they're saying is that idea that it's the most important job you can do as a woman is such bullshit, because maybe being a mother isn't enough for someone. Maybe it's a great thing to have, but they are doing something else that's more important to them job wise. Like, it doesn't mean their kids are less important. It just means it's not the most important fucking job.
And it pigeonholes this a woman into this one.
Yeah, the meaning, like, if I don't have a kid, I'm not doing the most important job in the world. Like,
exactly.
like if someone's like, curing cancer, like, oh, but she didn't have a child, so she, like,
yeah,
she's
it's like
not.
my Aunt Ellen. She never had children, and she's finding the cure for like malaria for CDC and stuff. So, I'm sure growing up in the South, that's not an easy thing.
No, and look at
it's crazy.
This sounds ridiculous, but like, look at Jennifer Aniston. The amount of scrutiny that is put on her.
I literally just was thinking about
because just constantly
Jennifer Aniston's
like what's wrong with her? What's wrong with her?
Or like she's always got a baby bump. And
it's like, Jesus
no,
Christ,
that's just my stomach. Stop saying that I'm like having a kid.
No, and the idea that like we even have that conversation with our girlfriends or with any female that we know that's like, oh, so do you plan on having kids? Like, if you want to bring it up, talk about it.
That?
No, it's like, I don't know. Maybe yes, no. It's like, do you plan on getting married? I don't know. Yes, no. It's just, it's to me, motherhood is a choice. It's a choice. And
but we're definitely getting those questions from the older generation, don't you think?
Yeah.
I don't really necessarily hear that much from people my age asking that. It's always like my moms and the women that age and older, because they just don't understand. They're like, wait a minute, you like Cole's mom, she just cannot get over, and his grandma, that we don't want to have kids.
Well, everyone has been conditioned to believe it's the natural order of things, and it's like things change. The world changes, and just I don't think it's necessarily ingrained in me that I want to do that. I mean, I'm not trying to say that being a mother isn't extremely
it's
important
fucking rad,
and,
dude. I wouldn't be here without it.
Yeah, like it's incredible, and I think also saying, that it's the most important job in the world, I think that it's like belittling the fact that it was a choice for her. Like it was a choice. Like it was a choice, and like, let's applaud that choice. Like, that's incredible. Don't just be like, oh yeah, it's the most important job and that's why she's doing it, and it's the only
everybody
way things can
and
be.
You can be so many. A woman can be so many. Like my friend LaRue, she is this amazing mom, but she also is this badass woman who owns this incredible company and was just like going on trips, pitching huge meetings, and I'm just like hearing about her amazing stories about her career and her business, and I just don't. Yeah, it's this idea that women, I understand that we were given that choice inside of our body, but we don't have to always use it.
No, and also, like, again, it's something that it's up to every woman to decide. It's like, if you want to be a stay-at-home mom, that's amazing. If you want to work and have children, that's amazing. If you don't want to have children, that's amazing. If you can't, then, it's like, there's so many different reasons why we choose what we choose, but I just think it's dangerous to say that it's the most important thing a woman can do, because then the women who can't do it, the women who don't want to do it, it's like it belittles
we can't
that.
Leave everybody,
and it also, and again, it belittles the women who do it, because it's just saying like it's like they're supposed to, when they made a choice, and that's beautiful.
Yeah,
Whew, I don't know. I mean,
that's a tough one, man. That's like, I think it's incredible personally,
Oh,
like
yeah.
I don't want to have children, but what my body can do is insane
Yeah.
to me. That is so cool. We are aliens. We are special aliens on this Earth planet that can create life inside of our stomach.
It's
and that
crazy.
will always continue to
It's
blow
magic.
my mind, and
Yeah.
it's magical. But I just happened to not have that. I mean, did you ever have that did you have that feeling growing up where like you just couldn't wait?
No.
Or like even in your 20s to be
No.
like, I just have never had it. It's weird.
You know, the thing is, I didn't ever know if I wanted to get married or have kids when I was younger. Just didn't. It never felt like this thing that was ingrained in me. And then when I fell in love with my boyfriend when I was in my early 20s, that did change for me. The idea, something shifted where it was like, you know what, I can see, I want to marry this person, and I could see having a family. And so it did kind of shift in me. And I remember being in New York, and I would be sitting in the box office at the theater I worked at and see these pregnant women walking down Fifth Avenue, and just like, oh, like they looked so beautiful and cool. And it kind of hit me, and I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. And now things have changed for me. Again, it's changed. It's weird because I always thought, like, the past few years I've been kind of feeling this clock ticking, like, if I don't do this, if I don't have children soon, I'm never going to have kids. And that kind of bummed me out.
Yeah.
And then now I told my mom today, and I think she was kind of surprised. I said, I don't know if I'm going to have kids. And the thing is, because to me, the kid itself is not the goal. To me, it's a family.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't want to have kids just to have kids. So like if I don't find that person I'm in love with,
totally,
I don't want to just have a kid for myself.
Yeah.
I want a family.
Yeah,
I want to have, first and foremost, I want to be in love. And that's the thing that matters the most to me. And then I think out of that love comes children. Like if that's what we want, like that to me, that's what it represents. It's not necessarily like I need a baby to fulfill me. It's I want to fall madly in love, and then if we both feel like that's the right thing to do, like to fucking make a human being between us, that's insane, and like that's awesome.
Yeah.
But I don't know, when I think about my future now, especially as I get older, it's harder to imagine because the idea of being an older parent freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah,
like I want to be able to run around and like do stuff.
Cole, like his big thing is like I can't have a kid past 35 because, and I know that narrows it really far down for him, but he's like, I want to be able to run with my kid and like play and be silly, and I can't do that when I'm in my 60s and and I can't go like play a basketball game. Not that Cole would ever do that, but I can't go like play a basketball game when he's 20 or 18, 19, 20 because I'm gonna be old as fuck. He's like, I can't do that. I don't want that life.
It does. Like I do think about what I have missed because I haven't had children yet, but like I can't see my life any other way now.
I could not. We say it. We talk about it all the time. I could not imagine having a kid right now.
No.
I couldn't imagine. Like I work and
it's
I'm
such
trying
a different
to
life.
get my like life going and doing things that make me happy. And the thought of, when you're tired or if you want to go to a movie at 11 o'clock at night with your best friend, or if you couldn't do that. And I'm not saying that being a parent means you can't like do fun stuff, but for the most part, once you have that kid, that's your life.
Well, you're committing to being completely selfless.
Yeah. And I'm not ready for that.
You have to. I mean, well, here's an interesting, this is 15 signs a woman does not have the maternal instinct. And I think that's a little broad to say. I think
because you and I both grew up with very loving, nurturing mothers.
And
so I
think I absolutely whatever the fuck that is, this instinct, whatever that I think doesn't exist, I think that I have a nurturing gene in me for sure. Because just like you, I'm very great with kids. They always love me. We always have this rapport where, because I don't talk down to them like babies. I'm always like, what's up, child? Like, let's hang out. And then it turned into this great thing. And I love holding babies, and I get that feeling. And, but I don't know. But these are interesting because I think you and I both deal with a lot of this.
Well, because I have hormonal issues, and I actually have I get very nervous about the thought of having issues with like postpartum. I mean, those are like real things that I think about because I also don't have patience sometimes, and I couldn't imagine. I mean, I babysit like all the time still, and I get a little I'm like, whoa. this is what it's like, and I'm only here for like 3 hours, dude. And this someone does this all 24 hours. It's crazy.
Yeah, but I think, but I've read.
I
that
don't like babies.
Idea,
Sorry, I just saw that in the. Like,
number 15. You don't like babies. You probably
you might
not want to have kids.
I like babies.
I do too.
I think babies are rad.
Everything's ticking, which is, I don't know. This is when they're saying that the only reason that you want that you feel like you have to have a child is because everyone's like, oh, what time like you haven't had a kid yet? I want to have grandchildren.
Totally.
And then you're thinking like the pressure is because of society rather than you wanting it. No experience. They're like, if you have no experience with kids or dealing with kids,
so much experience with kids. Check.
You don't want to be a stay-at-home mom. It's like, who cares? You don't have to do that.
You don't have to be a stay-at-home.
You don't have to be a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
No,
that's crazy.
Pregnancy will destroy my body. If you're thinking about that.
Yeah, I do. I'd be so stoked. I'd love to have a baby without having to have it.
Yeah,
and
do like a surrogate,
baby.
a surrogate.
Oh, I'd be worried about the whole, the bonding.
No, that's not a real thing. It's not a real thing at all.
Really?
Yeah, they've said that's why this same article that talked about how the oxytocin, like she felt it and then her husband felt it too. That she said that any person who is a mother should be should be called biological.
Oh, okay.
Even if you adopt a child.
Cool.
Because you get the exact same chemical feeling.
Okay, cool.
So yeah.
Well, then that's fine. I will do it if I have a kid. That's how it's happening then, because. Oh.
Yeah, because as soon as you hold
God.
it, you will have the same chemicals in your body as if you had your own
Because I'm a
child.
monster now. Imagine hormonal. Imagine.
Well, remember
being
how we always
pregnant.
talked about? You're like, I should carry your baby.
Yeah, you totally can do it because I can't. I can't do it. I would be a monster, and you know how big I would get. I would be so big.
Truly, to me, it's not about how my body would change afterwards. It's about how terrifying I think actual
oh my God, the thought of
is.
it happening it, because you've got so much time to think about
It's
it
an
while you're
alien,
pregnant,
creepy
and then all of a
thing.
sudden it drops, and you're like, I saw pictures, because I think there's the whole Instagram now where people are showing births, which is great. That's fine. You don't have to look at it if you don't want to. I don't, but I did get a sneak peek at a woman who fucking a coworker sent it of a woman giving birth in the car. And on the way to the hospital, she couldn't hold it anymore.
Ooh.
And the sounds and the thought, I just don't know if I can handle it.
It's terrifying.
It's so scary that
but
moment.
I think everyone is scared of that.
But everybody does it.
It's fucking terrifying.
Idiots have babies every day,
yeah.
so we've got to be able to do it.
I like pets more than
duh.
kids. I don't talk baby.
I don't talk baby, and I definitely love animals more.
I can't live without sleep.
Oof, that's a big one for me.
But they're like, all of these though are overcomable.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like you'll get used to it. You get used to it, and then you'll get it back
I love
again.
Sleep though.
What if the baby hates me? If you have that thought, that's
I don't
so
care.
stupid. I can barely take care of myself.
Very true.
The thought of labor and delivery is terrifying,
that is
which
so
is
scary. Oh,
it's absolutely
my
true.
God.
And I think, and you've seen that in so many movies too, where they're like, we're pregnant, and then the day of, they're like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Like I can't do this now. Like I've gotten
and
comfortable with
that's
this.
the thing, and you have no choice.
You have to push that fucker
It's coming out whether you like it or not, and you just have to be like,
yeah,
and just like hold on for dear life.
It's fucking terrifying.
That's so scary.
It truly is terrifying to me.
And when women, are just like giving birth in like pools and just have no pain I'm just,
you better give me that epidural
I
right
need
now.
it. I need
straight
all
up.
of it.
But also, like, you know what creeps me out so much? When I see people posting those videos of the baby's hands in the belly, like moving
it,
like,
and then you see all the hair on their bellies too. That always weirds me out. Yeah, it's
I
so
just
strange.
Freak out. It's
very
truly
strange.
Alien fucking creepy
there's
shit.
Something inside of you moving.
That's so creepy.
Oof.
It's so scary. And I don't know if that means we do not have this
I
instinct.
know,
you
that's
what I mean?
what I'm
like
thinking.
If we're that creeped out. Their squalling cries will make my head explode like a baby crying. That does fuck me up.
When
I
we'll
hate
be
it.
like when we're at a restaurant or
so
at
mad.
Target and you start hearing that and it keeps going.
I just want to punch that fucking kid into the wall.
I know.
And that's like when we were at your birthday the other night and there was a baby screaming.
Oh, that's right. In my face every time. Yeah.
I swear. Because honestly, I get rageful where I'm just like, shut the fuck up, you stupid asshole. Like, why are you doing this? Like, I get so mad.
I get cold. And that's, not to keep bringing up me and Cole, but that's our like telltale sign is when we're out, we'll be at Target, we'll be anywhere, and you hear that screaming, we're immediately like, no, and I know that I feel like that makes us like wimps. Like we can't handle a baby crying, but I just check out immediately.
It's just like, I don't care about you. Like your crying doesn't make me feel bad for you or make me want to take care of you. It makes me think you're a little asshole and just shut up. Just shut up.
It's crazy.
Like there's no, I want to like muzzle it with my hand and smother it under a pillow. Like I just want to be like, shut up.
Honest is available for babysitting. I'm gonna give her your phone number. No, I know.
I actually do. I have babysat. I used to babysit for a couple in Encino, but the kid was a toddler, and that's a whole other nightmare.
Yeah, that's
let's be true.
2-year-olds,
like listen,
3-year-olds.
We talk about we love kids. I love kids.
Yeah.
I love an awesome kid. When a kid's
but
a little
even,
bitch,
I know moms don't even like their kids sometimes.
No.
Like it's
and if
like,
you say you do all the time, you're a liar.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You're a liar. I'm
like
sorry.
kids are just difficult, and they learn, and they're growing, and it's.
But
it's
But
crazy.
I'm telling you, the kids that are truly assholes are products of their parents not
kids
doing it right.
Well, and it's
not doing it right.
Also like I feel like nobody disciplines as
No,
much
that's
anymore.
the problem. That's the problem. And
Yeah.
we can go into that whole well, we're not again, we're judging these
I
people
know,
and we're not even parents.
Like I know LaRue's gonna listen to this and she's gonna kick our asses because she's gonna be like, but yeah, it's just different because we don't
completely
have kids.
different because we don't have children, of course. But Jess is a nanny. She teaches children. You babysit. I babysit. There's this. We have been around it enough to know that there is a difference now in the way things are being handled. And not everyone, there are some great fucking parents out there.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. But I truly believe that the way that society has kind of moved forward with phones and TVs and all this shit, there's just a nightmare now of like, and parents just
that's probably another reason why we don't want kids today is it's like, I don't want to raise a kid with like phones and technology and just,
Yeah, the last three things. My marriage is good. Why mess it up with a baby? Kids are expensive.
Well, everybody knows kids are expensive.
And what if I screw them up? But the idea is if you're worried about screwing a kid up, that means you're on the right track to being a good person because you're actually worried about how you'll take care of them. So that's a good sign.
Because some people don't care. They just pop babies out. And then. But again, please, listeners, take this with a grain of salt. We're
talking about ourselves.
Yeah, and how we see it. I don't know how you guys feel, but.
No, but there are people's Instagrams that, people that I went to high school with or grew up with, and I see their families and their children, and I get jealous because I think it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I truly think having a family is amazing.
Kid would be fun and
it's
to
rad.
like joke around.
Yeah.
And like be a like silly like parent and like just have like a best friend and like your little kid where y'all do stuff. Like my sister went to Disneyland with Liam, her son, and like became best friends on that trip. And I'm like, that sounds so cool when you like.
No.
Now do I, okay. We've learned we don't like screaming babies. It really annoys us.
But no one likes screaming babies.
Nobody likes screaming babies.
Okay,
even if it's your own.
Yeah.
But then there's also like something really special to like. I think I'd be like, my perfect mom is like a Pamela Adlon, like very straightforward, tell it like it is, but like fun. That's how my mom was with us. My mom was very just. She didn't treat us like little kids, and we always just had a lot of fun. And now my mom and I are like super close because of that, because she also didn't shelter us like crazy. We kind of did whatever we wanted a little bit, which in moderation,
we definitely
had
boundaries.
Enough.
We definitely had boundaries.
So yeah, my mom, I swear my mom.
I love how you're like, there aren't enough boundaries now. There's not enough like parenting. And then you're like, my mom had no
but
boundaries.
then I also didn't have a cell phone back then. So I think that makes a huge difference. We just weren't assholes back then. Yeah.
No.
I feel like kids are mean now.
I realized I didn't finish my thought that I started a while back, was that I do feel like I've missed out on something, that I never got the chance to be a younger parent, because I look at how my parents were when we were little, and it just seems so exciting and great. Like they were madly in love. It was an adventure. It's like the ultimate adventure. And to like do this and to like have the energy and to like just do it. And I think, because I don't think you're ever ready. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how much money you have. I don't think you're ever fucking ready.
I just couldn't imagine being 22.
No. But like if I had a kid when I was 26, 27, I mean, again, that seems so fucking young to me. That seems so young.
It's crazy.
That seems so young to me. I cannot I can't believe it. And for me, I think the perfect age though to have a kid is like mid-30s.
I would say 34, 35,
Yeah.
36. That
Yeah.
to me is like hitting the spot when you should start. When my mom was 39 when she had Julia. I think my mom's a little like, whew, that was tough, just because now, my mom was in her 50s taking care of a high schooler, and she was just kind of like, oh, Jesus,
Well, yeah, that's
like
like
a young,
my Aunt
she
Terry,
was
same
tired.
thing. She had Emily when she was like 41, 42, I think.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And she had her other children when she was 15, 16.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
That's a jump.
Yeah.
Woo.
Can you believe that?
She's on like the both ends of like
yeah,
the
she got
hardest
to have
thing.
both.
Oh, my
But
God.
So I don't know, but I think the thing that I think I can say that I do want to have children, but it's not the only thing that I want, and it's not something that I will go to any lengths to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I know that Jess, she's so incredible, and she's be such a great mom, and she wants to have a baby. Even if there's no man in her life, she wants a baby. And there are a lot of women like that who just want to have a kid, and that's amazing. But for me, it's more, I want to have the whole family, and I know that can change
to be
too,
alone,
though.
I think. I'll just go live somewhere by
Well,
myself.
but think about, the alternative sounds amazing too. Like being in a relationship with someone or by yourself, getting to travel whenever you want, having your money just for yourself.
Yeah, or spending
see
it
the
on your
world.
family and like your nephews and
Yeah.
nieces. Like that to me, like I cannot wait to the day where I have the money to take my nephew like anywhere he wants and just be this like badass aunt and let my maternal instincts take over.
Yes,
then,
because
as opposed to,
maternal
like,
instincts
yeah.
aren't just reserved for moms. It's all
Totally.
about the extended family, friends. That is totally a thing.
Yeah, that's where I think that's
if
where
you
I'm
had
gonna focus on.
Because if you had a kid, I would love that baby so hard that
Hell
it's
yeah.
like my own.
Could you imagine a little me with this stupid face
I'd probably
running around?
slap it a couple
times. Just like
Punch it.
Just punch
Just
it.
like if I have a baby, I know that you would be. Well, I don't know if you'd be.
What
all
if
about
my
that
baby
child.
cried? Would you want to like put a pillow over its head?
No,
I think you
it's
would.
only stranger babies.
Oh, so just stranger babies. Got it.
No, because once I know the child, I'd still be pissed and want to die, but I wouldn't want to kill the child unless I were in postpartum. Then we don't know what would happen.
Ooh,
Because
see, that's what's scary to me.
It's true.
Ooh,
It's a
that's
very
a
real
scary thing.
and it's nothing to be ashamed of because it is very real.
And it happens to so many women,
Yes.
and it's a thing.
Yeah, and
you don't want that thing to happen to me, though.
no.
Oof. It's not gonna be good.
That's a dark place.
That's a dark. Because again, like I said, or unless I'm gonna be one of those pregnant women who turns into like a fucking angel, and
You're
I'm just like
glowing, and it's just
glowing,
this
and I
Mother
lose
Earth.
weight somehow, and I look so good. My skin's amazing, but I doubt
Just how
it.
I just feel like you'd be so uncomfortable. I think the idea of like
I'd be
my
so
feet
uncomfortable.
swelling till they're gonna explode,
And I sweat all the
just-
time
yeah.
already. Could you imagine how sweaty? Because I'm like like hungry and just eating. Ugh.
God,
So for now, we're gonna just
hold off.
hold off on that and
You never
enjoy
know.
all of
Things
y'all's
can
kids.
change. You never know.
You never know. I've changed my mind.
So-
I want a baby.
Yeah, I was like, what do you guys think? Should we be mothers? Although it's none of your business if we want to be mothers or not. You have no say in it.
No, but I'm gonna think on it.
Really?
No, I'm not. I'm definitely not doing it. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. You're amazing. And to all the moms,
You are amazing.
you are the fucking most coolest, and we love you.
And to all
my
the single
mom.
women who don't want to be moms,
You're the
You're the
coolest.
coolest fucking people.
And all women are cool is
Yeah,
what
that's
we're
right.
trying to say.
That's
and
right.
So just continue to come back and listen.
Come on back. Hopefully we didn't offend you.
I know.
But if we did, too
Did
bad.
we? Fuck. No,
That's
there's
what
no
this
way.
is all about.
I mean, you did talk about smothering people's babies, but I'm just gonna say.